Explosions lit the view screen as Coalition dreadnoughts punched through the Kestrel relay's outer defenses. Admiral Mara Keen gripped her command chair. Her bridge crew froze mid-motion. The relay station, a nexus of human trade lanes, crumbled under Sato Ven's assault. Coalition boarding pods latched onto the hull. Human defenders fired back, but the aliens swarmed in waves. "Status," Keen snapped. Lieutenant Rao at sensors replied, "Relays lost, Admiral. Ven's vanguard took it in 58 minutes. They're pushing for the inner markers." Keen's fingers drummed the armrest. She scanned the tactical overlay. Ven's fleet, 3 empires strong, barreled forward like a storm, fast, ruthless. They expected panic. "Hold fire on revenge vectors," she ordered. "All ships, full retreat to inner lanes." "Execute pattern Delta." Murmurs rippled across the bridge. Ensign Patel spun from comms. "Admiral, they're demanding surrender terms already. Ven's broadcasting on open channels." Keen's jaw tightened. She pictured Ven's smug mandibles clicking in triumph. The alien general read every human pause as fracture lines. "Log it, no response." She leaned forward. "Ortiz, get me eyes on their chatter." Commander Jalen Ortiz hunched over his console in the intel nook. Data streams flooded his screens. Coalition signals burst like fireworks, unencrypted boasts, formation pings, supply calls. Aliens trusted their speed to outrun eavesdroppers. "Got patterns, Admiral," Ortiz said without looking up. His voice stayed flat, fingers flying. "Ven's doctrine, pursuit in echelons. Lead elements hit hard, followers mop and consolidate. They cycle resupply every 90 minutes via microjumps." Keen nodded. Every ping mapped their arrogance. No variance, predictable as clockwork. "Project their next thrust." "Inner lanes, ma'am." "They'll chase us straight into Vega Gap. Assume we're broken." She allowed a thin smile. "Good." The hatch hissed open. Liaison Sekra stormed onto the bridge, her iridescent scales flushing crimson. The neutral attaché's claws clicked against the deck. "Admiral Keen, this retreat dishonors your species. Ven seizes your relay unchallenged. Counterstrike now?" Keen met the alien's glare. Sekra's species prized bold charges, witnessed 1,000 wars. Human restraint baffled her. "We evacuate," Keen said. "Scorched route protocol." "Strip the lanes bare." Sekra's crest flared. "You abandon territory, leave it intact. This invites deeper invasion." Ortiz glanced up, then back to his screens. Rao shifted uneasily. Keen kept her voice level. "Liaison, your reports verify compliance. Watch." She keyed the fleet channel. "All captains initiate evac, demolish nothing on the relay, bait it. Supplies to burn fields, depots, drones, deny them forage." Sekra recoiled. "You poison your own paths for what?" "Time," Keen replied. "Their time." Hours blurred into the retreat. Human frigates danced backward, trading potshots to slow the pursuit. Coalition hunters closed the gap, Ven's lead ships gobbling empty space. On the bridge, Ortiz decrypted another burst. "They're committing reserves early, Admiral." "Ven reads our pullback as route. Pursuit doctrine locked no flanks." Keen traced the holomap. Kestrel relay gleamed untouched ahead, a fat prize. Ven's echelons funneled toward it, supply lines stretching thin. "Perfect." She turned to Sekra, who hovered like a storm cloud. "See their cycle, 90 minutes. We own the clock now." The liaison's eyes narrowed. "You plan traps, but why yield ground?" Keen didn't answer. Action spoke. Vega Gap loomed, a choke of asteroid fields and nebular haze. Human evac shuttles streaked clear, last miners torching fuel dumps. Silent booms rippled the void as pre-planted charges vaporized way stations. No debris to slow the enemy, just barren lanes. Coalition vanguards hit the relay. Cheers crackled over intercepted comms. Ven's voice boomed in guttural triumph. "Humans flee, press to the core worlds." Ortiz smirked faintly. "Supply pings spiking. They're gorging on the bait." Keen watched the overlay. Ven's followers piled in, echelons bunching. Microjumps lit the map. 90 minutes ticked down. "Now," she said, fleet-wide order flashed. "Initiate phase 2. Human pickets reversed thrust. Ghost drones, slave to Ortiz's signals, swarmed from hidden crevices. They mimicked coalition bursts, sowing chaos in enemy receivers. Ven's lead element stuttered. "False pings, pursuit disrupted." Too late. Keen's main battle line materialized from Vega's shadow. Logistics carriers unpacked fresh squadrons. Railguns charged. Missiles bloomed. The trap snapped shut. Coalition hunters flailed as human precision fire gutted their bellies. Supply tenders erupted first. Ortiz had timed the cycle perfectly. No resupply, no escape. Sekra gripped a rail, scales paling. You, waited, learned their rhythm. Turned it against them. Keen's eyes stayed on the slaughter. We always do. Ven's flagship twisted in the maelstrom. Intercepts caught his roar. Impossible, they broke. A human lance struck true. The dreadnought vented atmosphere. Keen exhaled. The board cleared. Human ships mopped remnants, salvage teams already en route. Relays ours again, Rao reported. Minimal losses. Sekra stared at the screens, her claws unclenched. Your discipline, it's not restraint, it's weaponized patience. Keen rose. Tell your council, liaison. Humanity doesn't chase glory, we control the war. Ortiz leaned back, screens dark. Next thrust mapped, Admiral, they're predictable. She nodded. The galaxy had tested human steel. Now it learned the edge. But deeper scans pinged, a coalition reserve fleet massing beyond the relay. Ven's kin rallied. Keen's hand returned to the armrest. Time to wind the clock again. Status on the haulers, Captain Rao? Keen's voice cut through the bridge hum. Rao's fingers flew across her console. Reconfiguring now, Admiral. Cargo bays sealing into depot modules. Fuel lines cross-linked. ETA 30 minutes. Good. Shift patrols to endurance grids. Vega Shadow stays our harbor. No hot pursuits. Keen's eyes locked on the holo display. Coalition reserves massed beyond Relay Prime. Ven's brother, Admiral Kresh, rallying the spearhead. They smelled blood after the last stutter. Ortiz slid a data slate her way. Intercepts confirm it, ma'am. Kresh calls our pullback cowardice. He's accelerating thrust vectors. Scouts inbound. Keen nodded once. Seed the false bursts, lead them into the pockets. Aye, Ortiz patched into signals. Ghost transmitters fired micropulses, distress beacons mimicking damaged human pickets. Coalition scouts veered, hungry for easy kills. Sekra shifted beside Keen, her frilled neck scales twitching. The liaison's audit tablet glowed. Admiral, you're rationing protocols. Crews on half standards for weeks. My people flagged this as inhumanly strict. Coalition medics would mutiny. Keen didn't glance away from the plot. Our crews adapt. Log it, liaison, witness. Every captain's feed patched in fleet-wide. All ships log micro-failures, Keen ordered. Power flickers, sealant cracks, nav glitches, standardize fixes by sector. Transmit now. Affirmatives rolled in. Human fleets didn't break, they iterated. Kresh's scouts plunged into the dead pockets first. Navigation voids, asteroid veils laced with human mind disruptors. No gravity wells, just silence. Probes went dark. Lost contact? A scout captain barked over open channels, voice cracking in Ven's dialect. Kresh's flagship bridge boiled. Push harder. Humans flee, overextend their tenders. The general slammed a talon on his armrest. Fuel tenders surged ahead, escorts lagging. Safe range shattered. Ortiz's console pinged. Tenders isolated, ma'am. No escorts in ping range. Keen's lips thinned. Patrols tighten the noose. Depots unpacked drones. Cargo haulers, now mobile fortresses, bloomed repair swarms. Fresh fighters spun up from hangar pods. Human endurance patrols wheeled, railguns hot. Sekra's claws scraped her tablet. You turned merchants into bastions. How? No yard time. Prefab modules, Keen said. Bolted in transit, we plan for the long game. Coalition tenders fatigued first. Fuel cells starved without escorts. One erupted in a plasma flare. Human precision strikes from shadow patrols. Silent kills, no warnings. Kresh roared into comms, intercepted live. Cowardice, they hide while we burn. His reserves committed, cruisers chasing ghosts. Ortiz smirked faintly. Predictable, burst patterns match Ven's eager commits. Keen watched the holo. Human logs flooded in. A gyro bearing fixed fleet-wide in hours. A shield modulator tweak boosted output 12%. Micro failures died. Sekra audited a mess deck feed. Crews portion nutrient paste with calipers, exact grams, no waste. This discipline, aliens revolt at less. You call it standard? Keen's gaze stayed forward. We call it survival. Kresh's chase accelerated. Tenders stretched thin, one after another vanishing into nav pockets. Ortiz's false bursts multiplied, dozens now herding scouts into kill boxes. A coalition frigate crumpled under drone swarms from a depot hauler. Escape pods scattered, human salvage tugs scooping them mid-spin. Supply line fraying, Rao reported. Their forward elements dry in 12 hours. Keen keyed fleet channel. Hold patrols, let them chase. Sekra's scales flushed deeper green. You're bleeding them dry, no battle, just time. Kresh's voice crackled again, fury raw. Humans break, pour fire, but his tenders winked out. Silent deaths. No glory, no wreckage, just ghosts. Human patrols ghosted closer. Endurance grids overlapped. Depots resupplied mid-patrol, drones swapping batteries hot swap. Ortiz flagged a spike. Kresh pulling back scouts, realizing the trap. Too late, Keen said. Their rhythm's ours now. Sekra leaned in, voice hushed. My counsel hears restraint equals weakness. You prove otherwise. Keen exhaled slow. They learn or they die. Fleet logs synced, failure rates plummeted. Captains iterated fixes, hull patches standardized, sensor ghosts purged. Humans didn't rage, they refined. Kresh's reserves stalled. Fuel probes returned empty. Cruisers idled, reactors straining. Tenders gone, a subcommander wailed. All silent, Kresh bellowed orders. Regroup, flank their cowards. But human patrols own the voids. Depot haulers drifted like bait, unpacking missile pods. One coalition scout pod blundered close. Railgun lances gutted it. Tenders never returned. Sekra's audit complete, she sealed her tablet. Protocols verified, but inhuman, no superhuman. Keen's bridge crew moved like clockwork. Rao vectored a patrol. Drones launching. Precision fire bloomed. Another tender died quiet. Ortiz traced Kresh's new thrust. He's overcommitting again, fuel tenders forward, escorts trailing. Keen rose, patrols envelop. Depots feed the line. The noose tightened. Coalition scouts fragmented, chasing phantoms into pockets. Disruptors shredded drives. Escape vectors led to human grids. Kresh's dreadnought shuddered as a depot drone swarm latched. Missiles burrowed deep. Evasive, he snarled. Too slow, explosions vented his flanks. Human fire stayed measured. Patrols picked tenders, starved the beast. Sekra gripped her station. Their supply line, dying in silence. Keen nodded. Cowardice, they called it. Fleet-wide, captains reported 0 micro-failures. Fixes locked in. Kresh's reserves fragmented. Cruisers drifted fuel dry, patrols closing. Ortiz's screens mapped the kill. Full collapse in 6 hours, ma'am. But deeper scans pinged anew. Coalition reinforcements warping in from core space. Kresh's full clan fleet. Keen's hand tightened on the armrest. Clock reset. Warp signatures tore open the void like fresh wounds. Admiral Mara Keen's bridge holoscreen lit with 30 coalition heavies, carriers, cruisers, Sato Ven's clan dreadnought at the spear. Full reinforcements, Ortiz said. His fingers danced over signals boards. Ven's reserves, fuel-heavy, escorts light. Keen's jaw set. Debris field Alpha 7, mines armed, patrols shadow at max range. Crew voices snapped confirmations. Drones seeded the field weeks prior, old battle wreckage laced with human smart mines. Coalition charts marked it clear. Humans waited. Ven's fleet plunged toward Kresh's remnants. Patrols lured them in, feinting retreats. Tenders burned low, drawing the noose. Sekra leaned forward at her observer station. You mind neutral lanes? Pre-war salvage, Keen said. Ours by treaty. Coalition lead cruisers accelerated. Sensors pinged debris, harmless scrap, they thought. Keen watched the holomap. Her fleets hung back, ghosts in the black. Hold fire, she ordered. Let them cluster. Ortiz's boards hummed. Jamming their locks now, narrowband pulses on their freaks. Coalition Vox crackled through relays. General Sato Ven's voice boomed, scaled for bridgewide. Humans flee again, spearhead advance to debris edge. Secure Kresh's line. Lead cruiser Captain Kresh, survivor of the starve-out, pushed forward. His screens flickered. Target locks wavered on human patrols. Shields up, Kresh barked. What sorcery? Ortiz triggered the jam. Coalition beams lanced wild. Kresh's cruiser fired blind. Plasma bolts slammed his own screen destroyers. Hulls vented, debris blooming. Own fire confirmed, Ortiz reported. Flat tone, no cheer. Ven's dreadnought shuddered as echoes hit. What incompetence? Reserves commit, extract the spearhead. Keen's finger tapped the armrest. Mines waited dormant. Coalition reserves warped microjumps, 2 carriers ahead, wings of fighters spilling. Patrols peel off, Keen said. Ortiz spoofed their rescue pings, heard to cluster 3. Fighters swarmed the debris, mines woke silent. Proximity fuses bit carriers first. Starboard 1 lost engines in a chain of white-hot pops. Port carrier yawed, fighters recalled too late. Second salvo gutted her bays. Fighters plowed into mine clouds, secondary blasts rippling. Ven's Vox roared. Pull back, mines impossible. Keen nodded to weapons. Now, human rails spoke. Slugs punched through crippled hulls, patrols closed the kill box. Coalition ships thrashed, drives failing, air venting. No route, precision cull, survivors signaled surrender, tractor beams latched, Marines boarded under fire protocols. Capture protocols, Keane said. Med teams on standby, record all, Ortiz patched feeds. Cameras rolled, humans dragging Coalition wounded from breaches. Medpods hummed, auto-suturing gashes, no questions, no boasts. Sekra's scales flushed, she unsealed her tablet. This breaches neutrality, capturing clan warriors demands tribunal. Keane glanced over. Return them whole with message, shuttles prepped. Med teams loaded pods, Coalition and human tech meshed seamless. Survivors stabilized, even Kresh leg pinned but breathing. Ven's dreadnought hung at range, guns hot but still, his bridge seethed. General, a sensor tech hissed. Humans beaming footage, real-time med bays, our people walking out. Ven's crest flared purple, rage fury. Trap, they feign mercy to lure, shuttle signatures bloomed. Human tenders escorted them across the line. Pods hissed open on Ven's hangar deck. Kresh staggered out, supported by human Marines. No weapons drawn. General, Kresh rasped. They mined the field clean, jams turned our guns, held fire till we committed. A human officer stepped forward, tablet extended. Message from Admiral Keane. Vox auto-translated crisp. Holovid played, Keane's bridge comm. General Ven, your gains cost supplies we can replace, ours starve nothing. Escalation invites full audit, your clan's fuel worlds first. Restrain or we document the end. Ven smashed a console. Cowards document, we break them next. Shuttles returned empty. Human patrols reformed lines, no pursuit. Sekra filed her complaint via tight beam. Neutrality board pinged receipt. She watched med logs update, Coalition vitals green across the board. Human crews scrubbed blood from decks, restocked without pause. Superhuman, she muttered. Humans logged the strike, timestamps, yields, survivor counts, no victory feeds, just data. Keane reviewed Ortiz's after action. Jams held 98%, mines expended 30. Ven's reserves at half strength, Ortiz nodded. He'll probe flanks next, fuel tenders exposed again. Keane's eyes narrowed at the hollow. Ven's clan massed for another thrust, bolder, hungrier. Deeper traps, leaked depot coords, let him chase. Bridge hummed efficient. Patrols vectored out. Sekra sealed her report addendum. Human restraint exceeds doctrine, recommend observation escalation. Warp drives spooled distant. Ven struck first, scouts knifing toward bait depots. Human grids waited patient as stone. Keane rose. Cycle the clock. Ortiz's scans deepened. Fresh signatures flickered, Coalition core fleets, Ven's kin calling aid. Bigger hammer incoming. Clock ticked louder, Sekra gripped her station. Humans planned through the night, no sleep shifts, no waste. Ven's next wave built momentum. Scouts reported human panic, depots scattering, patrols thin, he grinned mandibles wide. They break at last, full clan advance. Keane watched the faint bloom. Her real fleets ghosted coreward, supply chains ironclad, mines receded, jams tuned finer. Document ready, Ortiz said. She nodded. Victory waited in the ledgers. But Ven's dreadnought led the charge, flanked by fresh carriers, wings fat with fighters. They slammed into the bait field. Depots exploded in drone swarms, decoys unpacking real missile nests. Hold, Keane repeated, like mantra. Coalition guns blazed, decoys died spectacular, real pods latched unseen. Ven bellowed triumph. Press, their lines crack, Ortiz's finger hovered. Jams live, locks scrambled again. Coalition cruisers fired into shadows, wingmen shredded. Carriers yawed blind, reserves poured in, Ven's kin fleet sinking. Mines claimed 3 more heavies, rails answered. Surrenders lit channels, tractors pulled, meds flowed. Sekra's tablet overheated with complaints. Humans ignored, pods docking survivors. Keane's vid beamed, audit phase 2, your world's next unless rained. Ven retreated, hull scarred. His clans whispered doubt. Humans tallied yields, clock reset faster now, deeper core pings. Galactic Coalition high command stirred, Keane smiled faint. They learned slow. Ortiz plotted fuel intercepts. Sekra watched, scales paling. Human normal rewrote wars, next thrust loomed bigger. Humans prepped the grave, Keane's fingers tapped the armrest. Leaked the shipyard cords, market crippled, reactor flares, skeleton crew. Ortiz nodded, his console humming. False signals bloomed across the net, a human orbital yard gutted by prior strikes, drifting in the outer belt. Coalition scanners would light up. Her fleet 8 heavies, 20 corvettes, coasted silent behind it, engines cold, baffles tight. Weeks of positioning, supply pods latched like ticks. No chatter, just drift. Sekra shifted in her station. The liaison's scales rippled unease. This, bait. Your high command approved? Keen met her gaze. Standard op, they bite or they don't. Ortiz's screens flickered. Coalition probes pinged the fake yard. Probes died to automated defenses. Pre-placed mines tuned to scatter debris. Perfect panic bait. Hours ticked. Keen reviewed manifests. Fuel at 98%. Missiles racked full. Her people rotated shifts. Drills crisp, no waste. They're massing, Ortiz murmured. His earpiece parsed alien bursts, rhetoric logs from Ven's command net. Ven's speeches ramping. Humans fracture. Predicts strike at 400 Zulu. Pride cycle peaks then. Keen leaned in. To the minute. Patterns hold, mandible ticks in their vids. He commits when clans cheer loudest. She smiled thin. Jam prep at 3:59. Layers live. Sekra's tablet beeped. Neutral channels stirred. Coalition claims your retreat proves weakness. They mass 3 battle groups. Good, Keen stood. They chase ghosts. Ven's dreadnought asterisk Clanfang thrust forward at 400 sharp. Fighters swarmed from fat carriers, lasers carving the crippled yard. Decoy hulls vented plasma, hollow flares masking real pods. Coalition cruisers punched through, guns hot. Ortiz's finger stabbed. Jams live. Keen's fleet stirred. Engines whispered online, no roar, just precision burns. Rails charged silent. Ven's voice boomed, intercepted. See their ruin, full clans press the kill. His battle group drove deep. Layer 1 drone swarms unpacked from debris. Missiles latched carriers, engines gutted. Fighters yawed blind, comms scrambled. Layer 2, Keen ordered. Corvettes peeled wide. Mines bloomed, non-lethal spreads, EMP bursts frying drives. Coalition heavies listed, power flatlining, no hull breaches, just dead sticks. Ven bellowed rage. Flankers, aft guard. Too late, Keen's mains uncoiled. Precision rails snapped, targeted reactors, not bridges. Clanfang shuddered, ventral bays crumpling. Surrenders blinked on tack. Hold fire on hulls, Keen said. Tractors only, med teams stand by. Pods launched. Human shuttles docked, limp wrecks, corpsemen boarding. Coalition crews tumbled out, mandibles slack. No fight left. Sekra's eyes widened. You spare them after this? Captures beat scrap. Keen watched tonnage tally climb. 3 carriers, 5 cruisers, 12 destroyers, fuel intact, crews salvageable. Ven's reserves wheeled, half strength now. His channel spat static fury. Regroup, their trap reeks of desperation, Ortiz plotted intercepts. Their tankers burn hot, we cut them here. Keen keyed fleet-wide. Secure prizes, audit crews, no excesses. Shuttles ferried prisoners. Human medics triaged burns, mandibles reset. Coalition warriors gaped at hyposprays, no torture probes. Sekra rose. I negotiate now, galactic oversight demands it. Go, Keen waved her off. Testimony logs open. Sekra crossed to a captured cruiser bay. Prisoners huddled under guard, polite nods from Marines, water rations passed. She activated her recorder. State your treatment, she demanded in coalition trade. A subcommander rasped, they boarded clean, fixed my leg, no questions, no pain. Another, engines died first. No killing shots, we floated, they pulled us. Sekra probed. Human savage in vids, you saw restraint. Mandibles clicked assent. Restraint, this is mercy unknown, we charged, they planned. Her tablet overheated with uploads. Galactic nets would carry it, humans as wardens, not butchers. Back on flagged, Sekra approached Keen. Your crews, they treat as kin. Coalition High Command hears this. Ven spins it fear, but truth spreads. Keen nodded once. Truth wins slow, Ortiz next vectors. Coreward thrust builds, Ven demands revenge 8 weeks out. Her fleet ghosted away, prizes in tow. Shipyard decoys receded. Supply chains tightened. Clock reset. Weeks blurred. Keen drilled sims. Ortiz sliced deeper nets. Ven's clans fractured whispers. He overcommits. Pride blinds. Sekra integrated now, scales steady. Your normal patience like stone. My species sues peace after first blood. You stack bodies, then offer terms. We stack advantages. Keen eyed the plot. Coalition massed bigger, dozens of clans, fresh yards feeding them. Ven at spearhead, scarred asterisk Clanfang rebuilt. Leak 2 deployed, a panic convoy fat with evac supplies, threading a nebula choke. Her real force cold drifted parallel, rails hot. Ortiz pinned it. Ven's rhetoric peaks again. 1420 Zulu tomorrow. Copy, Keen gripped her console. Traps layered, triple now pods, mines, ambush wings, dawn cycle hit. Clanfang led the charge, carriers vomiting fighters into the nebula haze. Convoy hulks erupted drones. Coalition guns thundered. Jams, Keen snapped. Static choked their command. Fighters shredded wingmates. Cruisers plowed shadows. Ven roared open channel, crushed their flight, glory clans. Layer 1 missiles stripped escorts. Layer 2, EMP webs dropped heavies cold. Keen's corvettes danced in, tractors snaring. Disable protocols, she said. Engines winked out across the board, surrenders flooded, but Ven pressed. Clanfang bulled through, lasers raking a corvette, her ship bucked, shields held. Target his drive, Keen ordered, rails barked. Clanfang vented plasma, yawing dead. Ven's voice cracked, all clans, hold. Reserves crumbled, tractors hauled 20 prizes, meds flowed. Sekra's recorder captured it all, prisoners awed. They predict us, spare us, what race is this? Keen tallied yields, tonnage doubled, fuel tripled, clans rooted. Ven limped coreward, clans peeling off. Galactic Command pinged, ceasefire probes, Ortiz plotted. They crack, High Command stirs doubt. Sekra stared. You turned their warlords' fury to rust with ledgers. Keen allowed a nod, time's our weapon. But scopes pinged deep core. Coalition core fleets mobilized hundreds strong. Ven's kin rallied for apocalypse push, Ortiz's brow furrowed. Rhetoric shifts, desperation now. Keen reset manifests, minds receded, jams refined, her fleet swelled with captures. They come all in, she said. We greet them proper. Sekra's scales paled. Human patience rewrote the stars. Ven's final grave yawned wide, rails thrummed. Keen's bridge crew locked vectors on the first buoy cluster. Coalition signatures swarmed coreward. 500 hulls, fangs bared, she tapped the holomap. Priority Alpha navigation nodes, Sector 9, corvettes ghost in. Ghosting, ma'am, Lieutenant Hale replied. Drives hummed low. Her fleet's prizes, 24 clan vessels, trailed in loose formation, crews rotated fresh. Enemy timetables cracked first. Buoys relayed jump points, traffic lanes. Humans severed them. Ortiz's signals team spoofed backups. False pings rerouted patrols into dead space. Keen watched returns flood in. Depots next. Depot nodes feed their spearheads, hit supply spines. Torpedoes lanced out. Nodes bloomed fireballs. Coalition freighters scattered blind. Keen's logistics feeds spiked green. Her own stocks held firm, captured fuel tripled manifests. Admiral, Ortiz said from his station, his fingers danced over intercepts. Ven's quartermasters screamed sabotage, executions ordered on 3 decks. She nodded. Expected, they chase clocks we broke. Deep core General Sato Ven paced Warclasp *S command deck. Scales itched under his harness. Quartermasters failed, heads for the void. His blade flashed. 2 officers crumpled, blood hissing on grates. Crew flinched but saluted sharper. Keen's feed caught the chatter. Ortiz's taps pierced their encryption like paper. Ven doubled down. Forced marches, all clans burn cores hot. Humans cower. But humans didn't. Keen's corvettes nipped flanks, vanished. No glory chases, just cuts to veins. Ortiz leaned in. Spoof packet live, ma'am. Resupply auths forged. Their codes are twist. Enemy convoys bit. Fuel tenders warped to quarantined rocks. Ortiz's traps laced with viral jammers. Convoys stalled. Engines starved. Ven's Vox cracked fury. Treachery, push harder. Keen rotated crews. Micro-rests, 4-hour cycles, neural sims for sleep compression. Exhausted spacers hit bunks, emerged sharper. Readiness held 98%. Coalition norms crumbled at 70. They're fraying, Hale reported. Scans showed clan heavies limping, crews ragged. Sekra hovered at Keen's elbow, recorder whirring. The liaison's frills quivered. Your discipline, cycles like this, impossible for most races. My logs verify humans function at peak while others falter. Keen kept eyes on plots. Standard protocol. Fight smart, last long. Sekra keyed her broadcast array. Neutral channels lit up. Observers confirm human fleets maintain cohesion under stress exceeding coalition tolerances. No mutinies, no breakdowns. Panic rippled outward. Neutral depot masters pulled contracts. Trade lanes iced over. Coalition high command barked halts too late. Ven's asterisk warclasp shuddered through a contested jump. Buoys gone, his navigators guessed vectors. Fuel gauges dipped red. Flank elements dry, a subcommander rasped. Execute the weak, Ven snarled. Another head rolled. Clans pressed but hulls lagged, forced marches torched drives, Keen's fleet ghosted parallel, captured clan birds flew scout patterns feeding real time. Ortiz reroute their van, pull them into the web. Spoofs flew. Lead clan packs veered into minefields, reseated ghosts from earlier hauls. Blooms of debris marked the toll, survivors broadcast rage, Sekra's frills flattened. You predict their desperation, turn it against. Patterns, Keen said. They telegraph, we listen. Coalition Corps fleets coalesced at last, 400 strong, Ven's kin at spear. But timetables shattered, spearheads starved, flanks blind, Keen's swelled force, originals plus prizes held supply parity. Form up, she ordered. Precision strike, command nexus. Corvettes swarmed first, tractors snagged sensor masts, cruisers laid EMP webs, heavies followed rails precise. No wild barrages, targets, bridges, drives, comms, Ven's voice boomed across bands. Clans, glory in the breach, his warclasp charged. Lasers carved a human frigate, shields buckled, hull split. Keen's jaw tightened. Rails on his escorts, isolate. Barks answered, escorts vented Atmo, warclasp yawed alone, Ortiz patched through, their high command fractures, neutrals embargo fuel. Sekra broadcast live, witness, humans dismantle without waste, coalition aggression meets void. Neutral fleets peeled away, coalition cohesion cracked, Ven roared surrender demands, Keen ignored, tractors latched his prow. Disable protocols, engines died. Clans folded chain reaction. Prizes piled, 50 hulls, fuel depots intact. Keen tallied, timetables hers now. Coalition Corps reeled, but scopes pinged farther. High Command rallied remnants, Apocalypse reserves, Ortiz frowned. They're all in desperate. Keen reset minds. We own the clock, let them run. Sekra stared at the halls. Schedules, killed, ships spared for leverage. Human patience ground stars to dust. Keen's bridge hummed, fresh rotations settled. Ortiz decrypted the next wave, coalition ultimatum laced with bluff. They're hollow, he said, she smiled faint. We fill the void. Corvettes redeployed, buoys receded with human locks, depots rerouted to friendly lanes. Ven's clans, tractored tight, whispered awe to captors. You fight time itself. Sekra's final log beamed galaxy-wide. Neutrals bolted, coalition command choked silence. Keen plotted the counter, precision strikes on core world spines, no invasion, just strangulation. Ven in custody glared through screens. Monsters of waiting. Survivors, Keen corrected. Learn fast, fleet swelled. Schedules bent, victory brewed patient. Ortiz flagged anomaly. Shadow fleet unknown SIGs, coalition black ops, Keen straightened. Adapt, eyes open. The grave deepened. Humans filled it measured. Across the void, neutral councils convened. Sekra's proofs played, human crews cycling crisp, coalition vessels adrift ragged. They mistook patience for fear, one elder rasped, panic spread, alliances shifted, Keen's rails warmed, time ticked hers. Ven's execution squads turned on each other, quartermasters' ghosts haunted, forced marches ended in drifts, Keen's micro-rests peaked readiness. Spacers joked over rations, their glory our garage sale. Sekra joined the log. Humans rewrite war with clocks. Coalition Corps fleets arrived piecemeal. Starved, blind, Keen's web snapped shut. Torpedoes kissed command ships. EMPs blanked squadrons. Tractors reeled the rest. Surrenders cascaded. High Command sued peace. Keen held line. Terms first. Galaxy watched. Restraint won. But Ortiz's board pinged final. Ven's kin, last stand cluster, suicide push. She nodded. Greet them. Rails barked welcome. Schedules died. Humanity endured. Admiral Myra Keen slammed the execute order. Launch all 3 prongs, now. Her bridge crew snapped to stations. Rails charged with a hum that vibrated the deck. The human fleet split. Alpha prong knife toward Coalition Depot Gamma. Beta swung wide to pinch supply lanes. Charlie feinted coreward before doubling back. Keen watched the holotank. Coalition depots blinked red, critical depletion. Months of micro-raids, shadow hauls, and ghosted convoys had starved them. No glory charges, just time as the weapon. Ortiz, status on their chatter. Keen kept eyes forward. Commander Jalen Ortiz hunched over his console, fingers dancing. Cracked it, Admiral. Ven's encryption rotates every 47 minutes, predictable as their egos. Command delays average 22 minutes from frontline to his flag. Keen nodded once. Time the feints, draw them out. Ortiz fed vectors to tack. Feints bloomed across the tank, ghost signatures, drone swarms mimicking heavies. Coalition pickets lunged. Their response lagged. Human strikers slipped past, gutted escorts vanished. Ven's forces chased shadows. Keen's reel prongs closed. Liaison Sekra shifted in her observer perch. The neutral alien's frills quivered. Your patience. Coalition expected collapse after first losses. This is not war, this is dissection. Keen spared her a glance. War is what works. Depot Gamma cracked first. Human boarders swarmed holds, empty racks, ration ghosts. Survivors broadcast surrender codes. Beta Prong netted 3 tankers intact. Charlie reclaimed drift hulks, tractors reeling them home. Coalition lines frayed. Keen's fleet swelled with captured mass. Ven's flag burned hot on scans. He's pivoting, Ortiz said. Full commit to Kestrel relay, last stand cluster, suicide push inbound. Keen's jaw set. Let him come, we're ready. The Kestrel relay loomed, a nexus of jump gates, relay buoys, power spines. Coalition claimed it months back, first blood in their easy conquest. Humans yielded it clean. Now Ven massed there, wedges of heavies, fighter clouds, his kin clan's pride in salvaged hulls, Keen vectored in measured. Drones seeded the approach, her own, rebuilt in secret. Months of nanofabs, shadow crews, orbital forges. The relay gleamed pristine on her feed. Fresh spines hummed, gate locks primed. Ven's voice crackled through cracked comms, hisses of alien triumph. Humans flee again, the relay is ours eternal. Keen keyed open channel. Check your scopes, General. Coalition sensors lit. Fresh human arrays winked alive. Rebuilt guns tracked. Power surged from hidden taps. Ven's fleet braked hard too late. Human rails spat precision lances. Shields buckled on outliers. Fighters shredded in crossfires. Decoys away, Keen ordered. Captured Coalition hulls detached, drilled with false beacons, rigged to mimic Ven's recovered assets. They tumbled helpless into the fray. Coalition gunners fired loyal. Torpedoes bloomed on their own kinships. Explosions chained. Ven's wedges crumpled inward. Ortiz grinned faint. Their fire control locks on SIGs, not visuals, eating their salvage. Sekra leaned forward, frills splayed wide. You anticipated this, rebuilt under their noses. While they celebrated, Keen said, we worked. Ven's flag slewed, venting plasma. His last stand broke. Shuttles ejected, clansmen bailing, tractors snagged wrecks. Human Marines boarded the relay core, codes flipped. The Nexus swung human. Keen's comm pinged neutral channels. Sekra stood. Admiral, I rescind my prior neutrality complaint. Coalition aggression confirmed. I sign the witness statement now. Her clawpad flashed approval. Logs beamed galaxy-wide. Vids of Coalition friendly fire, depot husks, relay rebirth. Neutrals recoiled. Coalition remnants scattered, but Ortiz's board flared. Admiral, first battlefield, Theta 9. Ven's kin rally there, desperate thrust. Keen straightened. Theta 9, the grave, site of Coalition's opening blitz. Humans bled stations, yielded orbitals. Coalition planted flags, declared victory. Now they returned for scraps. Full fleet, course Theta 9. Jump drives whined, stars stretched. Keen's holotank rebuilt the field, debris clouds wrecked hulks, silent hulks. Coalition signatures massed, dozens, ragged but furious. Ven's kin black ops shadows from Ortiz's earlier flag. They plunged in, salvers and boarders claiming spoils. Keen watched cold. Cycle drones, full spectrum. Probes swarmed silent, feeds sharpened. Beneath the debris motion, human frames rose from hidden bays. Forges birthed fresh corvettes. Nanoswarms knit armor. Stations reformed, spines aglow. Months of stealth rebuilds, tenders ghosting under cloak. Coalition salvers froze, alarms wailed on their hulls. Keen hit broadcast. Welcome back. Rails thundered from the grave. Reborn pickets struck flanks. Forges spat fighters, crisp squadrons, pilots rested from microcycles. Coalition wedges shattered on the anvil of Theta 9's heart. Ven's kin flagship yawed, commander snarling over open mic. Impossible. You died here, Keen's voice cut clean. We endured. Torpedoes kissed engines, tractors hauled the rest, surrenders lit the net. Keen's fleet stood whole amid the reborn field, schedules held, supplies flowed from fresh depots. Sekra logged live, voice hushed. They return to their first defeat and reveal victory's foundation. Ortiz cleared his board. All clear, Admiral. Keen allowed a breath. Galaxy feeds burned with the truth. Restraint forged the blade. Coalition choked on its haste, but a deep ping echoed coreward anomalies. Shadows stirred anew. Keen's eyes narrowed. Eyes open, plot the next. Fleet engines thrummed, time benters again, Keen's rails locked onto Ven's battered wedge. Drones fanned out, painting every coalition hull in targeting grids. Her fleet formed the noose, picket screens tight, carriers holding fire discipline. Theta 9's reformed stations loomed behind, fresh batteries charged. Admiral Ven's remnant signal combat spread, Ortiz reported from the pit. His screens flickered with intercepted bursts. 4 heavies, 12 escorts, reactors spiking. Keen nodded once. Broadcast open channel, standard terms. Ortiz keyed it live. Her voice rolled across the void, calm as supply manifests. Commander Ven, this is Admiral Keen. Surrender corridors open at vectors 7 Mark IV and 210. Power down weapons, no pursuit. Silence stretched. Then Ven's flagship snarled response, his voice gravel over translators. Human cowardice, we claimed your graveyard. Theta 9 burns in our logs, surrender. We charge, Keen watched the feeds. Ven's wedge ignited, reactors flaring redline. Escorts surged forward, salvers trailing like gutted fish. They plunged straight into her kill box. Hold fire, she ordered. Let them commit. Coalition drives burned hot. Plasma trails lit the black. Keen's pickets shifted lazy, drones peeling off to flank. No rush. Her tenders ghosted in the outer lanes, resupply drones already cycling. Ven's lead heavy yawed hard, point defense chewed drones. But her reborn corvettes darted in, rails spitting precise. Armor cracked. One escort vented atmo, borders spilling silent. They're overclocking, Ortiz murmured. Reactors at 150%, 5 minutes to meltdown. Keen's fingers tapped the armrest. Patience. Ven's charge faltered as flanks crumbled. Her fighters swarmed from forges, microcycles complete, pilots sharp, loads full, coalition wedges buckled. Ven's flagship shuddered. A torpedo bloom caught its spine. Drives flickered. He bellowed open mic rage. Impossible. Your dead ships mock us, Keen keyed response. We endured, corridors remain. The wedge broke, escorts peeled off, signals flashing yield. Ven's heavy listed, reactors critical, explosions chained along its hull, meltdown cascade, debris bloomed silent. Status, Keen said. All hostiles contained, Ortiz confirmed. Surrenders at 87%, Ven's flag silent. Keen exhaled, her fleet stood pristine. Logistics patrols already spun up, tenders bridging the lanes. Galaxy feeds mirrored it live, no spin, just hollows of reborn stations and shattered haste. Ortiz spun his chair. Admiral, casualty math ready. Their reports claimed 3-to-1 kills. Truth, we've lost 12 hulls total. They burned 200 since Theta fall. Fabricated logs exposed, padded salvage claims, ghost victories. Broadcast wide, Keen said. Core word relays too, let the coalition choke on it. Ortiz hit send. Numbers flooded nets, coalition dead at 90,000. Human losses under 5. Forged reports cracked open, Ven's own dispatches edited for glory. Probes had snagged them months back, signals habits predictable as their pride. Keen watched the backlash bloom. Coalition fringe worlds lit with riots. Their empire's spine cracked under truth. Ven's second pinged surrender, tractors locked on. Marines cycled for boarding, clean extraction, no reprisals. Terms to survivors, Keen directed. Capitulation full, demilitarized lanes enforced. Human logistics patrols on the routes, no rebuilds without audit. Ortiz relayed it, acceptances flooded in. Her fleet tightened control, patrols seeding the void, depots snapping into grid. Time bent hers again, Sekra approached the bridge, her frills taut. The neutral attaché clutched her slate, eyes wide on the hollows. Admiral. Council feed open, they demand my verdict. Keen turned. Speak truth, liaison, we've shown it. Sekra nodded, mandibles clicking. She stepped to the pickup, coalition admirals glowering from the grid. Council honors, Sekra began, translators hummed precise. Theta 9 confirms, humans surrounded remnants, offered mercy corridors, Ven charged, reactors failed, casualties broadcast, coalition losses exceed projections by factor 4, victory reports falsified. A coalition elder hissed. Lies, humans rage now, vengeance strikes. Sekra's gaze held steady. No, terms imposed, demilitarized lanes, human patrols enforced, no annihilation. Silence gripped the feed. Ven's deputy rasped from captivity feed. Patience, their weakness. Sekra's frills flared. Wrong, humanity's weakness is patience. They absorb, they learn, they wait. Your haste broke on it. Galaxy, heed this. Restraint forges blades. The feed cut. Council chambers erupted off-mic, panic spikes on Ortiz's boards. Keen allowed a thin smile. Well logged, liaison, Sekra bowed slight. Your normal shames are extremes, endurance beyond measure. Ortiz cleared his throat. Admiral Corward pings resolved, anomalies, coalition shadow fleet, rallying at Epsilon Drift. Keen's eyes sharpened. Plot intercepts. Logistics first, cycle the tenders. Engines thrummed, patrols fanned Corward, the galaxy watched, terms locked in. Patience demanded its price, but shadows deepened. A new ping echoed beyond Epsilon, larger signatures stirred. Coalition core worlds blinked alerts. Keen leaned forward. Ortiz full spectrum on that vector. He nodded, probes launching silent. Her fleet accelerated, schedules unyielding. Time stretched thin. The next anvil waited. Sekra lingered, Slate forgot. You plan already? Keen met her gaze. Always, fleet spines glowed. Rails primed. The blade sharpened anew. Ortiz's board chirped. Admiral Council broadcast override. They're suing for armistice. Full withdrawal. Keen paused. Terms scrolled in. Lanes seeded. Reparations in ships and ore. No core strikes. Counter, she said. Add audit rights. Patrols permanent. Ortiz typed it swift. Acceptance pinged back, shattered empire bending. Sekra whistled low. They break without battle. Keen watched the hollows shift. Human patrols claimed the black. Forges hummed at Theta 9, birthing more. Galaxy feeds burned with it, not vengeance, verdict. But the deep ping returned fainter, evasive, not coalition. Something older stirred in the rim voids. Classify that shadow, Keen ordered. Ortiz zoomed feeds, silhouettes twisted, non-standard drives. Ancient profiles matched no logs. Unknown contact, he said, bearing gifts or grudge. Keen's hand steadied on controls. Patience held the line, but the galaxy's edges whispered war anew. Fleet vectors locked. Drones swarmed ahead. Her noose formed once more.